been carrying out an engagement on teacher leadership across Scotland. My colleagues at Skell directed me towards ULAB as a way that might be useful for informing the work. The ideas underpinning Theory U were really useful for what the work that we were trying to do around going out into the system to listen and find out, but also to begin to co-develop the future for teacher leadership in Scotland. I started off by thinking, how could I do a workshop for mainly teachers, but open to all, that would take them through a process where they could consider what teacher leadership is and what's needed for it to be developed. And I was thinking, how could I base that on the U? What I did was started with a downloading stage, which I combined with an icebreaker, where I got the participants to think, what are the barriers to developing teacher leadership? We did a finding the common purpose, so we thought about what are the purposes of education and did an activity with that. Then we did a co-sensing stage where we thought, well, what is teacher leadership? What does it look like when we see it? Then there was a personal reflection, which is the presencing stage, where I got people to think, well, what is their role in achieving the vision of teacher leadership that we decided upon in the co-sensing stage. Then there was a stage where we thought, right, well, what do we need in order to develop the emerging future of teacher leadership? What's going to be required from everyone else in the system? And then we had sort of an idea of co-evolving using the web. So skellengage.com was a site that I set up where all the resources could be uploaded. So that was a sort of turned into normally a 90-minute workshop. The role of Theory U in all of this is I think it deepened the engagement process and made it much more rich. One of my big worries about doing engagement was that it would feel like a consultation. I wanted the sessions to be rich professional learning in their own right, and I think Theory U contributed to that because it gave me a way of taking it, the thinking through a process which was personal to the people that came. I think it also made the outcomes different as well, because I think if I'd gone in and just said, right, what is teacher leadership and what's needed for it to be developed, I think we could have got stuck in with talking about barriers. It gave a process which allowed the sessions to move past that, to actually put those to one side and think a wee bit differently about what we're actually wanting and what's really needed. The beginnings of the sessions were quite negative. We were just talking about barriers. But by the end of the sessions, things were really, really positive. The whole process has informed what Skell will do next around teacher leadership. What was fantastic was the fact that there's a community in Scotland able to support. So I met up with someone and talked through what I was thinking of doing and was reassured that actually that's really interesting and it's okay and you're not breaking any rules and go for it. The U process really forces you to think, how am I contributing to all of this? So every time I'm doing one of these sessions, I was feeling a little bit out of my comfort zone, especially early on. What I was realising was that if I'm out of my comfort zone, then hopefully everyone else will be slightly out of their comfort zone, which means something interesting is happening and something different is happening, which is actually the point of the whole process, was to do something slightly different. I need to continually reflect on how am I contributing here to the system, and I think that the whole encountering Theory U, but then actually trying to use it in practice, has left a legacy with me that's still percolating through.